Hey, this is no time to ogle pretty girls, son. You looking to get yourself eaten alive by zombies?
What? Did you just say zombies?
Take a look out there. If those ain't zombies, what would you call them?
Yo, what is up guys? Gamerverse back again here to do another review for you guys today, man. So today we've got a really good game. Today we've got more of a game that has been remastered, or you know, it is basically an old game, but it just got like new set of paint. It got remastered, and yeah, we're here to talk about it. We're here to talk about Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster in 2025. And as you guys know how I do my reviews, I usually discuss a couple of topics, and then at the end of the video, hopefully you will decide if you do want to play the game or not. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk about the game a little bit. You know, when did the original game release? So the original game for Dead Rising 1, I think it must have came out in the like early 2000s. Yeah, it came out back in 2006, which was a while ago. Really a while ago. And then the remastered edition came out actually last year. It came out last year, September. Yes, I only got my hands on the game now. Wasn't able to play the game at launch. But yeah, the game is still good, and we're here to talk about it. So let's get into it. Let's talk graphics first. You know, how well does the remaster look compared to the original? So the original one came out, and it had PS3 graphics, right? It wasn't the best of graphics. So I mean, now with the technology that we have now, the PS5, Xbox Series X, and computers being computers with all of the latest graphics cards and things like that, I would say it looks actually quite good. They added some good details in it. I was able to play the game on ultra settings on my GTX 1660 Ti. A little bit of a frame dip. We are talking about performance as well, so I managed to play the game on high settings and got a solid 60 frames per second and a really good CPU usage, and the game actually ran very good. I was surprised how well the game ran actually. No bugs, no glitches, nothing at all. The game would have a little bit of a load time, but when you get into separate parts of the map, there is a little bit of a load time that you have to wait for, but it isn't that long. And once you've been to that area in the game, it doesn't load as long as it did the first time, which is understandable, because sometimes when you load up a new game and it's loading a new part of the map, it does take a little bit of a while. But eventually it loads faster, so the performance is really good. I was surprised of how good the performance was, and the graphics looks really good, like the lighting and everything looks good. For being a game that has been remastered, I would say they did a really good job in regards to the graphics. So the graphics actually really blew me away. Graphics is really good, and it performed very well. Very smooth experience, zero problems in regards to the performance. I guess it also kind of depends on what you're playing it. Remember this review, you'll basically just see footage from PC. I played the game on PC, so what you're seeing on screen now is PC gameplay. But the game is out on PS5 and Xbox Series X, and I will be talking about a lot of things that will be for you guys as well. Console players, if you've got a console, stick around for some more info on that and more things about the console version of the game. So if you're on console, this video is for you as well. So don't click away yet. Don't click out of the video if you're already watching. Yeah, next let's talk gameplay and updates. You know, how does the controls feel? How does the AI feel? It does feel a little bit more modernized, and the controls feel more smooth. The gameplay feels smoother than the original. The original was a little bit clunky, but back in the day when it released, that was the best thing, because we had it on PS3 and it felt good. It felt really good to play, and the controls felt good at the time. But now we into the future, and it's a little bit modernized. I remember being 6 years old and playing the original version of the game when it came out on PS3. I had a PS3 and I was playing that game. I was like, wow, this game is so great. But yeah, that was a zombie game, and I was 6 years old. I mean, let's not get into that. But The game was good, and the remastered edition, the deluxe remaster, plays good. The gameplay is good. Also, the controls that you use, of course, you've got melee. You can work with guns. You can use guns. You can use anything in Dead Rising. Basically, is a weapon. So, the more you look and the more you explore, the more you discover things on the game. In fact, when you don't have a weapon in your hand and you are aiming, you actually spit at zombies, and that was a really cool detail actually. So everything in the game can be used as a weapon. Anything that you can pick up and use as a weapon, like from the craziest things. Like you can use a clothing hanger. Like who would use a clothing hanger? And then you could use CDs and throw the zombies with CDs. You can even use rings, diamond rings from the jewelry store. And because this game takes place in the mall, so it's a big mall, and there are a lot of shops to explore. There are clothing that you can use, and because I have the deluxe edition, I was able to get access to all of these different cool outfits, as you guys can see on screen. I'll just put it up on screen here, as you guys can see all of these different outfits, just to make the character cool. And it's super funny when you actually get into a cutscene and you see this clothing that you're wearing. Super crazy, actually. And I'm sure there are some mods for the game, especially if you're on PC. You know, you can modify the game, you can hack the game, make it different, make it however you want to play. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of quality of life updates. The game just feels better. The save system is there, of course. And as you know, you do have the time feature in this game. So you got to complete certain stuff in this particular time frame. Or you could even freeze the time if you want to, and use the hacks for the game and freeze the time. But back in the day when it came out, there were no mods, and the game, I don't know, I'm not sure the original one released on PC, but you had to use the time, and even in this one also, you have to use the time. If you run out of time, you got to look at your watch, and people die, and you only have 3 days in order for you to get off from this, get away from this mall infested with zombies before it spreads, right? And yeah, like the gameplay is very smooth. I enjoyed mashing the zombies with anything I could find. As you guys can see on the screen, you could just go crazy. And the cool thing is that there is a counter, actually, like a zombie kill counter. So if you kill zombies, there is a counter on the side of the screen that calculates, counts how many zombies you've killed. And that was really cool to see also. And yeah, that is the gameplay, guys. That is the gameplay in a nutshell. You also get bosses as well. So you face a lot of bosses as well. You face, I think there's like 4 bosses that you actually face in the game. And the final boss, I don't want to spoil anything, but if you play the original one, you know already. It's the same story, which I will get into the next topic, but it's the same story, and the characters are the same. They just look better. Everything looks better. Everything has a nice shiny coat of paint on it, and it looks better, and it plays better, right? Next, let's talk about the story. Let's get into the story and the atmosphere. Once again, you are playing with Frank West. He's a photographer that comes all the way from New Jersey, I think. And he travels to this mall. He's actually a journalist. So he's a photographer and a journalist traveling to this mall where he heard there's outbreak. And he's traveling via helicopter because he's there to capture the story, right? Cool thing is you can actually use your camera while you play throughout the game and capture images of the zombies and of you can basically just journal your entire experience with the camera. And then at the end of the game, once you complete it, you can go through all of the pictures. Or even while you're playing the story, you can just go through the pictures and see what you've captured. But this feature is actually really good because depending on the amount of content that you capture, the game takes that into account and then also shows you how good of a job you did, because you are there to do a job. You're there to capture the story, use your camera, capture the story. And that is actually cool because I'm a photographer myself, and this story resonated with me. Back in the day, 2006, I was like, wow, okay, so this is what photographers do. They go into malls where zombies are at and they just go take pictures of zombies and stuff. It is super awesome action, super cool to see. But like I said, you are Frank West. You're there to capture and get the scoop. But as you play with Frank West, you run into a lot of people in the mall. You end up discovering how the virus broke out. And then instead of just capturing a story, you end up in the middle of it. And then you have to help a lot of people. You have to that's where you also get side missions as well. You have to help a lot of people do this, do that. And then you end up involved in everything. And there's a lot of stakes. And you end up finding a way to actually really know how this virus broke out. So that is the story. And then the atmosphere is the game is based in a mall, like I said, a huge mall called Paradise Plaza. And you explore this mall. This mall's quite big, actually. I'll see if I can put the map on the game. Hopefully I caught some footage of the map. If not, just know the map is quite big. There are like 3 sectors. You get like the mall. Then you get outside part of the mall. You also get like a parking area. You can actually drive cars as well, but only in the parking area. You can't drive any cars in the mall or anything like that. Get a motorbike as well. And yeah, that is the atmosphere set in this mall. And like I said, the atmosphere is really cool because you get access to all of these shops that nobody's using. You can go ahead and put on clothes. You can see what weapons you can use. Very, very cool atmosphere and setting for the game. And yeah, that is the story and atmosphere, guys. Next, I want to talk final verdict, a clear answer to the question, like, should you play it in 2025? Is it worth buying, or is it good for newcomers or longtime fans? I think if you're a longtime fan of the Dead Rising series, definitely. And if you haven't played the first part, this is a good way to experience it. Instead of going back to an old game that came out in 2006, you get to have a revamped experience, and then you also catching up with the story. Because if you're a fan of Dead Rising and if you haven't played the first one, I don't think you can consider yourself a fan. So go ahead and check out this one. This one is definitely good story. The story isn't that long. I think it's about 10 hours to complete, 15 hours depending on if you do the side missions. So yeah, the clear answer to your question is definitely, if you're a long-term fan, go ahead and play it. Even if you are a newcomer as well, I would recommend playing this game. It's a really cool zombie game. Good game to have some fun in. Like, it's very, very comedic. The game doesn't take itself super serious, and I think I like that about it because it's a lot of comedic content in the game. And like I said, there's these funny outputs and things like that, and the game doesn't take itself too seriously, and so should you. Shouldn't take the game too seriously. Go ahead and see how many zombies you can kill in this mall. And is it worth buying now? I think it might be on sale, depending on which platform you are. The game should be quite cheap now because the game has been out for a while, right? So it shouldn't be that much. This is just me looking up the price while I am recording this YouTube video. The price, it's about like $500 on $500 in South Africa. I'm from South Africa, so it's 500 rand. That should be about $50, right? $40 depending where you are. And yeah, that's actually quite half the price. When the game came out, I think it was like $700, maybe $70, but now it's cheap. I mean, go ahead and get it. Now you exactly know what you're in for, and I'm glad to provide you guys with all of this information. And yeah, that is the review for Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, guys. I've been Gamerverse, and of course, if you got something to say, if you're planning to play the game, if you have played it before and you just want to let me know about anything, let me know in the comment section below. Go ahead and check out the description of this video, like the video, and of course subscribe to my channel for some more awesome content like this. And guys, I will see you guys in another video.